Hello and welcome to my patch 5.3 survival hunter guide. Now hunters are, at the minute, they're pretty strong. Survival is middle of the pack, but of course if you play well you can always do better. Beast Mastery is a little bit ahead, but to be honest I really hate the spec, so I'm not going to play it, and I do pretty good damage anyway. Now just to cover the main patch 5.3 change, as you can see there on the bottom of the screen, our aspect of the Iron Hawk was, just aspect of the Hawk, mine's Iron Hawk because of talents, which I'll get onto later. It's been increased from a 15% increase of attack power to 25%, so this has been a nice buff to hunters in general. Now onto the actual guide. The first thing I'm going to cover is hunter talents. Now these are the ones I choose. It's sort of hard to give yourself, but I think that these are essentially the sort of the cookie cutter pretty much. So I like to go for post haste because what it does is frees you from all movement impairing effects, which is nice for cancel in Throne of Thunder, and it also increases your movement speed by 60%. That's really nice for fights like Jikun. So it's very good, I like it. Now if you want to be good at like kiting stuff, then you could try Narrow Escape, but to be honest I just go for post haste. Silencing Shot's the one I choose for the next tier. It's very useful for anything where you need to interrupt enemies. There's quite a few sort of encounters you need to do that, so it's pretty good. For this talent, you can go for Acceleration. I like to go for Iron Hawk because it helps out the healers more. The level 60 talent, I go for Dire Beast. I've heard some people say Forever is a little bit better if you like time some things perfectly, but I think that in general Dire Beast is the best. For the 75 talent, Murder of Crows is pretty much the best, and for the 90 talent, Glaive Toss is the best single target DPS. Now for glyphs, you want, well, I go for Glyph of Disengage because it increases your travel distance. I think this is very handy. I'm always very maneuverable in raids. You know, even in, say, the first boss of Throne of Thunder, it means you can get to the damaged increasing pools quicker, stuff like that. So I like Glyph of Disengage. I also go for Glyph of Deterrence. Now when you pop Deterrence, as you can see there, it reduces all damage taken by 50%. Now it does, you take 0 damage from melee and ranged, but magic can hurt you. And a lot of bosses use magic. So instead of, basically this glyph will increase the damage reduction by 20%. So you take less damage, it's good for the healers. Overall, pretty nice. And finally I go for Glyph of Animal Bond. While your pet's active, all healing done to you and your pet's increased by 10%. Again, this is really nice for the healers. And that's sort of a common theme, really, with my glyphing choices. Now, the minor glyphs actually don't matter. There's maybe some, like, lesser proportions, which reduce the size of your pet. Maybe it makes it easier for people to, like, not click in your pet or something. I don't know. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with the way things are. Next, we're going to go on to gems and enchants. Now for gems, they're pretty easy. For your meta gem, you want to go for the Agile Primal Diamond. For your red, you want to go for the Delicate gem. For yellow, you want to go with Deadly, and for blue, you want to go for Glinting. Now Glinting is a mix of hit and agility. That's pretty good. Now the reason you go for that is because it would hopefully make up your socket bonus, which would sort of be okay then. Now the gear you're seeing on the screen, I accidentally even went into my PvP gear. I'll just save the PvP set. Into PvE. There we go. Oh, nice. Cool armor. So yes, that is gems. Pretty damn easy. Now we're going to go on to enchants. So for the shoulder slot, you want the Greater Tiger Claw Inscription. For the back, you want to go for either Enchant Cloak Accuracy if you need the hit, Superior Crit though if you don't. For the chest, you want to go with Glorious Stats. For the wrist, you want to go with Enchant Bracer Greater Agility, or if you're a leather worker, for Lining Agility. If you're a blacksmith, you of course want the socket your bracer. For hands, you want to either go with Superior Expertise if you need more expertise, Greater Haste if you need more haste. Well, probably Greater Haste. You could also go for Superior Mastery, that's another option for the hands, but in my experience, Mastery is not as good as Haste, so I go for Haste. For the waist, you want to put on a Living Steel belt buckle. This will give you an extra prismatic slug. Inside that, you want to put a Delicate gem. For the legs, you want Shadow Leather leg armor. For feet, you want Enchant Boots Blurred Speed. Greater Haste is a little bit cheaper, but Blurred Speed is the best, and we're here to be the best. If you're an enchanter, you can enchant your ring with Greater Agility. And finally, for the weapon, you want Lord Blastington's Scope of Doom. which is a pretty terrifying weapon. Totally. I'll see if recount's working. Recount was being a little bit weird. Slash recount show. There we are. Whoa. Okay, I'm being hit by bloodworms. That's interesting. Now, for your rotation and things. Here's all your different abilities. These are the main ones you'll need. There's that space there. You can see in my action bars is where I put health stones. So, you have Serpent Sting, that's your basic dot. Black Arrow, you want to keep that up. Kill Shot, use it under 20%. Arcane is your focus dump. You always want to use Explosive Shot. Cobra is for getting your focus back. Glaive is just, pop it when it goes up. Camo, I just find it useful for getting into nice positions sometimes. It's pretty useless. And Multi is your AoE focus dump. Now you also have Rapid Fire and Readiness. These are both pretty useful. Rapid Fire is essentially your own personal heroism. You get Dire Beast, that increases your focus regen while your pet attacks. Now, you want to know the rotation. Now, it's not necessarily a rotation, it's more of a priority. So first of all, you want to have Serpent Sting up, and you want to have Black Arrow up. Now, while Black Arrow is up, there's a chance of activating an ability called Lock and Load. What Lock and Load does is it gives you free explosive shots. So when Lock and Load procs, you'll see things flash on your screen, and then you just spam Explosive Shot. Now, Explosive Shot is something you want to use on cooldown all the time, 100%. You don't want to delay this shot at all. Arcane Shot's your focus dump. If you find you have a lot of focus, fire off one or two of these. I wouldn't recommend chain firing them because you'll probably push back a more important shot like Explosive Shot. Glaive Toss you want to use on cooldown as much as you can. Multi-shot you don't want to use single target, of course, you just want to save that for when you're fighting for the way it works is if you're fighting over 4 enemies, you just want to always be multi-shotting with the explosive shot thrown in. If you're under that, and say you're fighting 3 enemies, you just want to replace Arcane Shot with multi-shot. Now that's your basic rotation done. There's also the opener, which is very important. Now for the opening, you want to do Rapid Fire, Stampede, Explosive Shot, Serpent Sting, Black Arrow, Murder of Crows, Glaive, and then Dire Beast and Rabbit. After this, you want to use Readiness to put all those off cooldown so you can use them again once they expire. I'd specifically recommend being cautious with Murder of Crows. It's very easy to sort of put that, like it lasts 30 seconds. If you do it too early, you're getting no benefit because it doesn't stack. So I'll get my pet up. I have a PvP and a PvE spec at the minute, so that's why I was just setting up the PvE one again. So, this target dummy, it's going to go down. Bear in mind, your Hunter's Marks are put on automatically. So what you do is, you go Rabid, Stampede, put on your dots, Explosive Shot, Dire, bleh. This isn't like exactly perfect. It really is. Now you can see I've done all those things. They're off cooldown, it's nice. I've got 140k damage. Good damage, by the way. Of course, now that Black Arrow is off, I'll put that there. Now I'll double dip with the Rapid Fire. As you can see, nice, solid opener. I was peaking there at 170 something k. I can do higher, of course, on the boss. This is only in a target dummy. I don't have raid buffs, that kind of thing. Now, speaking of buffs, you want to go for 2. The first one is your flask. Now, you want to use the Agility Flask. Pretty simple. And for food, you want to use the Agility Food. Now, you'll get Agility from whatever banquet or feast that your guild puts down in raids. So that's actually it for Hunters. Overall, I'm really enjoying my Hunter. I'm actually using it more for PvP now than anything else. That's just because I'm enjoying PvP. On PvE, I think they're a very nice class. They have lots of utility. Their maneuverability is great. I find as a hunter I end up doing a lot of the sort of jobs that involve loads of moving around. Survival doesn't get impeded at all really by movement. You can do anything, you're still keeping up with full rotation, which is very nice. So yes, that's it for this guide. Now I expect a lot of people will come here through YouTube search, they wouldn't actually know my channel. If you want to know more, I'd recommend checking it out. I do a World of Warcraft news show every day-ish. Depends when Blizzard release news, obviously. Covering stuff like hotfixes, tweets, announcements, the whole deal, pretty much. I also do some other things, but yes, if you want to check that out, please subscribe or something. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. See you next time. Bye.